New Brockhampton, man. I am very excited for this. For those of you that don't know, it was Brockhampton reactions that actually pushed my channel past the 1,000 subscriber threshold 2 years ago, I believe. So that finally allowed me to monetize my channel, and you know, that just provided me with a whole new influx of subscribers and people who were interacting with me on a regular basis, and in general put me in touch with a really awesome community. And Brockhampton has a very special place in my heart because of that, besides the fact that they make awesome music. So yeah, needless to say, I'm super pumped to be listening to this. This is a genuine first listen. I know this dropped a few days ago, but I have not heard anything from this, so I know there's always doubters in the comments section. This is a legit, genuine first reaction. I was actually considering doing this live and streaming it, but I just did that with Beautiful Thucker Girls earlier today, so I just figured I would sit down and record this one in in the zone by myself in my room and just dissect it and experience it. I don't take myself super seriously as a music reviewer, to be honest, so if I'm not going super in depth to every single track, it is what it is, man. I'm just going to be experiencing this for what it is, taking it for what it is, and telling you guys whether I enjoy it or not, and trying to justify it. If you disagree with me, if you agree with me, you can always let me know in the comments section your thoughts on specific tracks or the album in general. I'm not going to take up too much of your time, man, so let's just jump into it. Track 1 is BUZZCUT featuring Danny Brown.
Who let the dope boys out? Thank God you let me crash on your couch. I gon' keep my black ass out of jail. This is real. Miss my brother, I love.
I really like the vocal chops, distortion, sirens in the background. I like the beat a lot. Hey, let's go, Danny. I love that energy up until now, man. Very energetic. When they start getting creative like this is what I love. That's a really cool intro, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really like that chaotic energy. Danny Brown is perfect for this sort of a vibe. But my favorite part of this track is the ending portion, when the horns come in, the harmonies come in, the singing comes in. Joba has a little portion on there. It's just, I don't know, man. I guess maybe I'm in that mood today. That's the sound that's really appealing to me right now in this moment. But the chaotic, energetic portion is gonna hit different, you know, maybe when I'm at the gym or something like that. I just got back from there, so I'm looking to relax. So maybe that's why the downtime portion of this track was a little more appealing to me today. But I still think it's a great track in general. I think it's a great opener, you know, all in all. It really is like a triumphant, you know, we're back, and it's like they're kicking down the door and ready to go. So I like that. I like that about this. Chain On featuring Peggy, bro. What's this gonna sound like? Peggy's been leaning a little bit more mainstream, though, with his recent production. He's been trying to go for a little bit more of an approachable sound, which I really enjoy. I really like it. I still gotta react to that recent Peggy project too.
Did you live a ball headed with
Speaking prophecies like That's So Raven.
But I be dressed like Raven. I be easy baking. My oven stay prepped and ready for
hey, easy bake oven bars, man. That's where we're at. Okay, let's go. I'm here for it.
It's all talent, perfectly balanced, young supreme Kai. Who am I? Wake up every morning, learn my when it's flames across your lawn. We check your corners, so make sure our lanes don't come across. Brandon, I've been 10 toes down with the city on my shoulders.
Fire. No idea how to. Yeah, man, I really like that sleepy, kind of dragging sort of bass line that's just like slightly lagging behind everything else. It's the really slow kind of beat on a loop for me, you know what I mean? The little guitar, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's really cool, man. Very simple, very subtle, really just setting setting the table for JPEG Mafia, and who I believe to be Dom McLennan. I haven't really listened to Brockhampton's music in a minute, so I'm pretty sure that's Dom that was rapping on there. But yeah, it just really sets like a base for them to put their verses over, and I think that this track is at around the perfect length, because if it were really much longer than that, the beat would start to get kind of repetitive, and I wouldn't have enjoyed it so much. But I think that they both killed their verses respectively, and yeah, I would listen to that again for sure. I wouldn't skip it next time it came on. I'm already in love with this melody. Like, that's already fire. Hey! That melody is perfect. Give me that catchy hook. Let's go. Love the hats. Bounce is crazy. Had to sneeze. Am I gonna sneeze again? No. It left. Love that melody, man. Heavy rotation playlist for sure. That's gonna be a radio hit. It's super approachable. It's very catchy. It's got a crazy bounce. It's got a fire little whistled melody in the background, man. The hats are really cool. The little accents that they play. Everybody killed their verse. The chorus is ridiculous. I mean, and it's short. It's short, sweet, fun, uplifting. Let's go. That's all I want, man. It's catchy as hell. I love it. Bankroll featuring ASAP Rocky and ASAP Ferg. Now I'm assuming this is gonna be a banger. Oh yeah. Shit on your function, not from the dungeon. Woo. Don't know why you cuffing. Speaking the truth. Oh. The little warbly pads too that are, you know, the undertone for this entire thing, they're awesome. Literally, like, pay attention to them next time you hear them. They're literally like wavering. They almost sound like somebody singing with like a little bit of vibrato. It's little subtle details. Like, who they could have straight up just played the notes, you know, just static, like flat, just without any of that, you know, shakiness. But it's that little shakiness that kind of adds some character to it. So it's really cool. It makes it sound a little eerier. The flute? This is the flute. How do you hold the flute? It's like this, right? Yeah, this is it. Flute. Yeah, man, that's just a banger all the way through. I really love the energy. I like the little slowing down, kind of like hitting the brakes there towards the end when they slow down the beat in the production. But up until then, there's just a lot of energy. I like the way that they pan the hats. They have a really crisp sounding, you know, like hat, and they also have one that's more like a fatter, kind of almost slightly open hat sounding. That's the one that's being panned. The really crisp one is constant, you know, in its position and its placement in the mix. And I feel like that variation, those little touches, those little accents really kind of add to the bounce to this track and make it hit that much harder. The bass lines are nice. I think I heard maybe 2 or 3 different, you know, bass sounds in there. The little addition of the flute is dope. I heard some little synth melodies. I mean, there's just, you know, a whole lot going on that things that a lot of times we wouldn't even think about. You know, they're just little accents that are there for maybe 1 or 2 bars in the entire track, and you might think, why would you even add that at that point? But it makes that little difference, you know. So lyrically, you know, I struggle to catch a lot of bars the first time around, so I never try to fake like I'm catching everything. I'm not. I'm catching way more in the production than I do lyrically, as always. But I think that from what I did get, they killed their verses, they killed their performances. I think their energy matched the beat, which is something that, you know, you don't always get. So I like that one, man. Track 5 is The Light. I love the way the beat sounds. It's got a really old school, almost West Coast kind of vibe, but the little melodies that are coming in, the little guitar melodies, they're eerie, they're creepy, they're scary. There's a call and response there with his lyricism, and in the off beats, the melodies being played. It's got a really gritty kind of vibe, and it starts off with him saying, every time I look at myself, I see a broken man. So this is going to be a little bit more of an introspective track, I'm assuming. I'm gonna run this back a little bit, and I'm gonna try and pay a little bit more attention to these lyrics.
At a loss, aimless, 6 feet deep, suffocating, left with nothing else to feel, a floral haven.
If this isn't a call for help, I don't know what is, man. Guitars to my right ear, fire. Nice, man. The only shot callers I was around was bartending. Ain't no love in this game of mine. It's not tennis. That's fire.
No, you're struggling. Niggas out here juggling. Little teas in between where these diamonds gleam. When Thanksgiving come around, I still don't see them.
They auto-tuned the Crying Baby, bro. These boys auto-tuned the Crying Baby, man. Hey, listen, this is a dark, gritty song, man. They talk about their father's suicide and just how low they got in terms of their depression, you know, standing on a bridge and looking down and seeing everybody underneath, considering throwing themselves off of that. It's a really, you know, heartbreaking, sad song. So it's real, it's raw, it's honest. It's, you know, what music is really all about, you know, is putting yourself out there and making something that you can really put yourself into. You could say, you know, oh, this is going to go crazy in the gym because the production is just so fire, and there's this just really energetic kind of, you know, angry sort of driving force behind the song. But I don't want to take away from the meaning of the track, and this is a deep song, so I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to go back and listen to it again and see everything that I missed. Windows featuring So Gone So Flexy.
Feels good to get this shit out the mud, nigga. Made it from hard times than a thug, nigga. Shit, just check my background. This murder gang shit, my can't fact now. Bitches, they don't know.
Oh, that scale that the sax just played is crazy.
I'ma ship it laminated, got this shit straight off the lot. Again, man, I'm the boogeyman. You never sleep again. Nightmares is fright filled, the moment only like the point.
Yo, that kick on the downbeat just punches you in the gut, man. That's so fire.
My pen could be a fortune teller or an ATM. It's got intentions of it. It's where I stand. I wake up breaking up a knife, just a function. To sleep, had to take it to the streets. Capitalistic replay all society like COVID-19, so you can't deny it. Flashpoints and flashbangs dictate defiance.
Hey yo, Joba had the best verse so far, man.
Just pick me up in the fourth door. I bless the people smoking rain and they gone. Ghost ride whipping out your friends no more. So they all pussy. Get out your feelings. Can try and run it up a bit.
That's a great track, man. It goes on for a minute though, so when you're sitting down and you're like, literally all you're doing is just listening to the music and trying to analyze it, it feels like it goes on forever. But if this comes on and you're, you know, driving or you're working on something and it's on in the background or whatever, if it comes on in the normal circumstances where you're generally listening to music, these 6 minutes, oh my bad, these 6 minutes will go by like that. And it's just so easy to get lost in their verses and the production. I think Joba had the best verse. I think that he really kind of went into what's going on in the world nowadays, and you know, I sort of agree with a lot of the things that he said in there. I thought that was really, you know, really great the way that he performed that verse. And yeah, like I said, I don't know, I've only heard it once. I don't have super in-depth thoughts about it. I know that I like it. I know that I like the vibe. I like the energy that they brought. And I really like the production and how it was constantly switching up and including new melodies from new instruments just to try to keep things fresh. I like that a lot. So yeah, I'll Take You On featuring Charlie Wilson. Let's go. I love this. This is on my playlist immediately. I hear Bareface, I click. How do you hate on this? You can't. I can't stop smiling, man. This is such a good vibe. Man, talk about a radio hit, dude. I mean, do I have to tell you why I like that one? That was ridiculously catchy. The beat is super fun. You know, that's just a really feel-good track. I added that one to my Patreon playlist and my heavy rotation playlist, which is the one that I mostly listen to when I'm, you know, taking ankles in 2K. I said it. I said it. Hey, listen. You want the smoke, let me know in the comments section. But, yeah, I really like the vibe to this one, man. This is just ridiculously fun. It kind of reminded me, the beat pattern, the drum pattern kind of reminds me of the, that one song that they used for the Running Man challenge back, you know, a few years ago. That's kind of what it reminds me of. This super fast-paced, just kind of like dance track kind of vibe. Super fun, man. I like it. Old News featuring Baird. I like this already, too. These more melodic tracks are my style. Flow is crazy. Gotta love him, man. Gotta love him, man. So sick. Ridiculously fun to listen to that song, man. The bounce is great. Again, really feel good, kind of like I'll Take You On. It makes sense that they would put those two together in the track list because they're similar vibes in my opinion. They're the tracks that are going to get you singing along and feeling happy, you know, and it's fire. Track 9 is What's the Occasion. Joba's one of my favorite members, man. He's just so talented. I love the effects that they put on Matt's vocals there, man. I'm not a big fan of the snare sound that they chose for this one, but everything else I'm rocking with. Especially that little lead that just came in too, that's panned on our right ears. I like that. That little rising pad too, fire. Who's to say I leave, forced to change, forced to fade. Little pieces all add up to nothing. The scratching is really creative too. This is one we transcend. I see. I love those really crazy guitars at the end, man. The super triumphant, like, there's some grit to them, there's some edginess to them, but at the same time it's still a kind of like a spiritual, heavenly, like looking up, seeing the heavens open kind of moment to this track, you know what I mean? There's a really cool duality there. I like that. I like it. I think Joba has a really big part in this song. I always love to see, you know, more Joba, so I would never be mad at that. Track 10 is when and What's the Occasion also made it onto my playlist. My Patreon playlist, which is the one that just has all my favorite songs in there. Track 10 is When I Ball. Strings are already brilliant, man. Let's go. I also love how roomy this this kick sounds. It sounds a little reverberant. It sounds like it was played in a room where you know, maybe some of the walls were echoing, or, you know, it doesn't sound like it was played in a studio. It doesn't sound too clean. It doesn't sound too perfect. It's real, you know. It sounds like this was actually somebody playing the drums and like right there on the spot, you know. I don't know what about it. It just feels natural. The drums on this feel natural, which I like. Light blue in the bag, mama getting labor pain. And out the trees every moment through their eyes seem to zoom at light speed before. Yeah, that's a beautifully orchestrated track. I'm loving those strings, man. Like I said, I love the way that the drums sound. They sound super natural, you know, very intimate, like someone's playing the drums right in front of you when you're right there watching, you know, an acoustic concert, like firsthand. I don't know, there's always a different image, there's always a different scene that I get in my head with every song, and this one just feels warm. This one feels you know, like yellow and orange, just these warm, dimly lit room where you're there and they're just performing it in front of you. It's very intimate and comfortable, and there's, you know, there's like a safe sort of a feeling with this track. The vibe that it kind of gives off, and that I love. Don't Shoot Up the Party, track 11.
About instinct, foe, cash can rule me. Colonize minds by masters and slaves. They need niggas out of weed. I get my dogs black whales. Let them live well with a miracle party. Please, please don't shoot up the party.
The drum fill is nuts. When concerts get going again, this live, crazy.
On the prowl like a lion in a storm, watching for the prey that might slit his throat.
Kiss my ass, treat my balls like it's mistletoe is pretty funny, dude. That's a pretty funny bar.
It's out with my dogs, but the city closed. You in for a hell of a ride. Don't shoot up the party. Don't shoot up the party.
The gunshot sounded like a laser. Sheesh. Okay, this one, yeah, this one is more politically charged. This is more of a track that has a message to it, that has a theme to it. I agree, man. I agree. What's up with all the gun violence going on over there in the United States, man? What are you guys doing, you know? Stop shooting places up, man. People want to go to the mall to, you know, enjoy their days off and buy some clothes, go to the food court to get some food. Kids going to school just trying to learn. People shooting places up. There's got to be some sort of a solution. So yeah, I mean, that's about as political as I'll get here, but I'll say this. I like the production. I like that there's, along with a more serious tone to the lyricism, there's a more serious tone to the production. You know, the production takes on a new lane of more of like a, still kind of like a West Coast, you know, because of the lead that they use, the little synth lead that they use, but more of a serious tone in the drums and the marching sort of drum pattern that the beat has. So I like that it always is very consistent. It always fits. The vibe in the production always fits what they're talking about, and vice versa. I like that a lot. Track 12 is Dear Lord.
My brother, peace, Lord.
That's a sweet chord. Goosebumps everywhere.
So God bless you, love. Into the light.
That's a sexy ass chord, man. Oh god. That feels kind of like an interlude, but man, is that a beautiful track. Some of those chords give me goosebumps and chills up and down my spine, man. Like, it's sometimes those chords just placed in the right places are just, you can just feel them, man. You know, they will get you in touch with God. There's something spiritual about the way that they perform that track, man. That is just awesome. That's just awesome. The sweet little piano there at the end, the little electric keys, man. I love it. I love it. That's one of my favorite tracks, for real, off of this project, and it's an interlude, you know? The last track is The Light, Part 2. And I'm glad it's the last track, not because I want this to end already, but because I'm getting hungry. So.
Like I ain't grow up on MTV, Boondocks, and the Chappelle Show. Bitch, I can handle the
Facts.
truth. That's how around your beautiful hands. Protect me from the city, couldn't save me from the world. Good terms. Thank God for them unexpected turns. Breaks a heart when story. Abandoned by the life giver. Looking back at my life different. I didn't trust my intuition when I saw the cracks. I'm sorry. Are you looking down? Inner child reaching out, brittle bone crying out. The past artist. What a shame, things change in the blink of an eye. Fade away, fast break to.
That's not one of the easier tracks to react to be honest, because there's very little that goes on in the production, and the lyrics are very straightforward. There's not a whole lot of breaking down that sort of needs to be done. I mean, this is just about as honest as you can get, and about as clear as you can, you know, put your intentions and the message that you're trying to get across. So I feel like for me to even break this down at all would be like an insult to everyone watching's intelligence, because like I said, it's just super straightforward, you know? This is just raw, this is emotional, there is passion, there is pain, there is, you know, honesty here. This is therapeutic for them. You can tell they get in the booth and they say these things, and this is like going to therapy. This is like, you know, healing for them. So it's just interesting to kind of get a glimpse at what they're thinking and what's going on in their heads. And it's so sad how big of a hole that this has left, you know, the father's suicide in this this song, right? The lyrics. It's very, very sad. It's definitely kind of like a downer, but not in the sense that it's... I mean, yeah, it does make you sad, but that's not a bad thing. Sometimes there's a place for songs like this. You know, for songs that have a more serious tone to them. So I think it's a really great way to end the project. That's definitely a track that I would love to go back and listen to again. Roadrunner, New Light, New Machine. Man, what an album. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that so far, this might be the best produced album of this year. The production on this is just ridiculous. So many little elements, so many little details, you know, spread throughout the track. Sometimes, like I said, they would only take up, you know, 1 or 2 portions of the track for a couple seconds. And you might think, why would you even include something so little? But it does make all the difference. It adds layers and depth to every single song. Every single track on this feels perfectly catered to... every single beat on this feels perfectly catered to the lyrics, and vice versa. It's always very consistent. It's always very appropriate. And I think the track list is laid out in a way that makes sense. I think that there are no skips on this album. I don't think there was a single song that I didn't really enjoy. This is very impressive, you know, and I think that lyrically, like I said, I want to go back and really make sure that I catch those things that I missed. But for the most part, I really enjoyed it. I think that they touched on a couple topics that were, you know, really necessary and current, and things that needed to be said here. You know, they kind of touched on those topics. I think that the flow, the delivery, the confidence, the swagger, it's all there. It's still all very well executed. I had a blast listening to this the first time around, man. And I saved most of these tracks to my playlist. And not just the Patreon playlist, but my heavy rotation playlist, the one that I really have constantly on repeat. So, I mean, that just goes to say that this is very well put together. It's 13 songs, it's 46 minutes long. If you haven't heard this, by all means, give it a listen. I think you would enjoy it. I don't know where it stacks up in their discography, because I have to go back and re-listen to all of those old albums, and, you know. But I maintain that they don't have a single bad project out, which is... just really fantastic, you know. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed this album. Let me know what you're thinking in the comment section. I appreciate your support. Shout out to my patrons and the members of the channel, everybody who's been donating in the streams. I really appreciate you all for helping me to keep making these videos. If you want these reactions ad-free and 3 days in advance, join the Patreon or become a member of the channel, because they all get access to these videos, no ads, no interruptions, and 3 days earlier than everybody else gets them. I appreciate all of you guys for watching this video. If you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button down there, and like this video so that the algorithm pushes it out to a bunch of new people, so that I can hit 20,000 subs before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate that support, man. So thank you guys. Stay safe out there. Take care of your loved ones. I'll see you all in another video or a stream really soon. Until then, peace out.